Today, we took a look at the growing division within the Visegrad group and asked whether the cooperation in this format makes sense in terms of the war in Ukraine and the protests spreading throughout the group and Europe as a whole. Where now, and what direction will Polish foreign policy take? Let's have a look. I'll return from Prague, and when I get back, I'll tell you if the Visegrad group still makes sense or not. This meeting will clear up many things.
To spotkanie wiele wyjaśni.
The countries of the Visegrad group are united by history, solidarity, but also by economy. However, Prime Minister Tusk indicated that he is concerned about the present and future of the group. These words triggered a wave of questions and comments. What was the justification?
Polacy, Słowacy, Węgrzy, Czesi.
Poles, Slovaks, Hungarians, Czechs, objectively speaking, have interests which are aligned, also in the economic sphere. History shows, and see this is a paradox, that today from Budapest and from Bratislava we have such ambiguous messages flowing as far as Putin and Russia are concerned. The argument about Hungary's different stance on Russian aggression against Ukraine is understandable, but the consequences of casting doubt on the group's rationale prompts questions about the direction of Polish foreign policy. During the press conference after the meeting between the Polish head of government and the Czech Prime Minister, foreign journalists asked whether this means that the Visegrad group will cease to exist. With Premier Tusk, we both agree that it's worthwhile to talk, to continue a dialogue, but there are questions with which we do not agree with our partners within the Visegrad group. One of those questions is the aggression against Ukraine and the approach towards that aggression. But there are questions within the European Union where we can attempt to find consensus. These are questions like immigration, agriculture, energy. There are many common topics. At the meeting, it was jointly assured that both countries would not send their troops to Ukraine. So why the attempt to deny the sense of the Visegrad group? This is dangerous, especially in times of other threats. Together with the ideal of a united European defence initiative, with the idea of a united European rapid reaction force, which I called for at one time, a European League, and of course we have a European defence budget, the Times calls for Europe not to remain undefended, should the United States be engaged elsewhere. If not the Visegrad group, and not the United States, what direction will Donald Tusk's government take? The Western one? The approach of EU leaders, Germany and France, to the Green Deal has already triggered a wave of protests from Warsaw to Lisbon. Today, we the farmers are suffering economic losses. Tomorrow it will be the rest of the country. That's why we ask all citizens to join us in our protests. We have to start to act because tomorrow there may be no Poland.
No I teraz pytam, kto jest szurią?
Well, it has turned out that everything that we had warned against has now become fact. On the 22nd of January 2020, here in Strasbourg, there was a vote on the new Green Deal, and only our members voted against.
W 2020 roku, 15 stycznia.
Donald Tusk promised in Prague that within the V4, all prime ministers have a unified view that it is necessary to lean together in Brussels to make sure that helping Ukraine does not mean losses for our economy. And Poland's interests are not worth forgetting, even if one doubts the strength of Visegrad. Editor, Holdinska, TV Republika.